What if losing everything was the best thing that ever happened to you? A shipwreck, a man with nothing left. And from that disaster was born one of the greatest philosophies in human history. Over 2,000 years ago, Zeno of Cyprus was a wealthy merchant until his ship sank off the coast of Athens. Left with no possessions, he wandered the city streets, disoriented and uncertain about what to do next. One day, he entered a small bookstore, picked up a scroll about Socrates, and began to read. That single moment changed the course of his life and of philosophy itself. Zeno devoted himself to seeking wisdom instead of wealth, and from his pursuit of understanding emerged a new way of living. Stoicism, a philosophy grounded in virtue, reason, and self-control. The name comes from the Stoa Poikile, the painted porch of Athens, where Zeno taught his students how to live with integrity and calm in a chaotic world. Today, when we call someone Stoic, we often mean they hide their feelings or remain cold under pressure. But the true Stoics were not emotionless. They simply refused to let emotions rule them. Stoicism was not about suppressing feelings, but about understanding them, about allowing reason to guide the heart rather than be drowned by it. The Stoics believed that the universe functions according to a rational order called logos, a web of cause and effect that connects everything. We cannot control external events, but we can control our judgments about them. As the philosopher Epictetus later said, "We suffer not from things themselves, but from our opinions about things." That insight became the foundation of Stoic peace, that our happiness depends not on what happens, but on how we choose to respond. To live well, Stoics cultivated 4 cardinal virtues. Wisdom, to perceive the world clearly and act with reason. Temperance, to restrain desires and maintain balance in all things. Justice, to treat others fairly, even when we are wronged. And courage, not only in grand acts of heroism, but in the quiet endurance of daily trials. As Seneca once wrote, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. But Stoicism was never meant to make people passive. It was not a call to retreat from the world. It was a call to master oneself in order to serve others. Seneca urged kindness toward slaves, insisting that all human beings share the same dignity. The Stoics sought not to escape life, but to engage with it more wisely, believing that only those who govern their own impulses can lead others toward the good. Among them, one figure embodied the ideal more than any other: Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome and philosopher of duty. Through wars, plagues, and the loss of his children, he ruled with restraint and reflection. In his private writings, known as Meditations, he reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Centuries later, these words gave courage to Nelson Mandela, who studied meditations during his 27 years in prison. In confinement, he discovered what Zeno had found after his shipwreck, that freedom is not a matter of circumstance, but of the mind. The legacy of Stoicism has never faded. It shaped Christian thought through its emphasis on virtue and discipline. It resonates with Buddhist teachings on mindfulness and detachment. And in modern psychology, Stoic ideas gave rise to therapies such as cognitive behavioral therapy and logotherapy, founded by Viktor Frankl, who survived the concentration camps of World War II. Frankl wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing: the freedom to choose his attitude in any given set of circumstances." That statement could have come straight from Epictetus himself. Stoicism does not promise an easy life. It promises a meaningful one. It teaches us to stand firm amid chaos, to accept what we cannot change, and to transform suffering into wisdom. It reminds us that peace is not found in the absence of hardship, but in the mastery of ourselves. In an age of constant noise and uncertainty, Perhaps Stoicism is not an ancient relic, but a modern necessity, a philosophy for those who wish to remain calm when the world trembles. Because while we cannot control the wind, we can always adjust our sails. What lesson did you learn from today's story? Share the idea that spoke to you most and follow to explore more timeless wisdom together. If you believe philosophy can change the way we see life, share the insight that stayed with you and follow to grow in wisdom and serenity together.